Hello and welcome to Forging the Characters. I'm Shaun, your Forgemaster, and today I'll be showcasing what Hero Forge can do when it comes to making character minis, walking you through ways to use advanced techniques and other tricks and tips in the character builder. Today I'm working on the minis for the upcoming campaign Anarchy in the Astral Sea, DM'd by Emma. It will launch on May the 16th at 6 PM at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg. Now today I've got mostly pre-made minis from the players, but also there's been some new parts released that since the players made their characters, so I'm going to swap some in just to see if I can get a little bit closer to what the players had in mind. As always, I'm going to try out some pro techniques, use tricks and tips that I've picked up along the way in order to make each of these Hero Forge minis unique from one another. Let's get forging. Okay. So I'm going to start off by looking at Toast. Now, Toast is a character being played by Lola, and Lola is one of our players who likes to play with Hero Forge as well, and is very good at the advanced posing. So there's not a lot that I can really do in terms of tweaking the pose, that sort of thing. But there have been some new horns released fairly recently. So my intention is just to have a go at using some of those horns to maybe get a little bit closer to the mohawk that we've got. So I mean, the mohawk at the moment just uses some of the horns with kind of fronds between them. And, maybe that's exactly what Lola was going for. In which case, revert back to the original model. I'm just going to play around and see if I can do anything with the new horns. The first thing that I've done, I didn't want to risk losing those colours when I'm playing around with the horns. So I've just transferred them onto the base where I can use them, and then obviously I'll be changing the base later anyway, so that will all be good. So I've lined up all of the new horns that I want to use. So this kind of plate and bone one that I think will make a good base and cover the bits that I can't reach. Other than that, I'm just going to be seeing whether how much I can shift those so that they're more central. We'll see what happens. We'll see what it looks like. So my first thoughts are that that's just not going to get as close as the previous version. So I'm going to try switching out for these moth antennae, see if they look any better. It might not be exactly what we had in mind, but actually it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I was concerned for a moment there. We'll see if Lola thinks the same. Next up is Riki Fernclaw, played by Chrissy. So Riki is another grung, this time a cleric or rogue. And as you can see, Chrissy has made the character but left the posing up to me. So, being a rogue, my first thought had been, something roguish, like maybe using the new kneeling, like throwing a dagger pose sort of thing. But then actually, I've seen that Chrissy has given me a note that Riki wants to be sassy. So I'm going to go with sassy. There we go. I think that Riki's got the adequate amount of sass now. I'm going to do Dr. Bleph Amuensis. I don't know how to pronounce that. Sam will do that on screen. So yes, played by Sam. Dr. Bleph is another grung, and Bleph also comes with a Steel Defender, which Sam has kindly also made. There's a couple of things that I want to try out with Bleph, so I'm just going to jump right in and see what we can do. So first things up, Sam provided a couple of reference images for the hammer. Now, this one's pretty cool. There isn't currently a hollow hammer that I'm aware of, so I'm wondering if there's something I can do to try and replicate that with some crafty weapon forging. We'll see what we can do. Okay, so that's step one. Step 2, I'm going to import the model of the Steel Defender in, and fix up the base while I'm at there. The last thing that I wanted to just have a quick go at may or may not work out as I'm intending. Obviously, we've got Steel Defender with the frog face, and apart from the bionic eyes, doesn't necessarily scream android. $1 Million Frog is more what I'm seeing. So I want to just see if I can build in some more mechanical elements with horns. Okay, I think we can call that one done. Okay, I'm going to move on to Ed's character now. Ed's character is Norodom, a Tortle monk, and Ed has gone for a kind of court jester kind of look. And as you can see, the pose is kind of like peeking around a corner. So what I want to do today is I've got a couple of tweaks I want to make. Firstly, given that Ed's character is kind of like a jester, I thought actually it almost looks like he's a mime here, and doing the peeking around a corner thing. And actually, I want to see if I can maybe line those arms up a bit more so that they, the corner is a bit more obvious. So I'm going to have a go at that. And then the other thing is, so in Ed's notes about the character, has specifically stated that this character's outfit does not have bells on. So they very specifically, Chris and Ed, when they worked on this character, very specifically did not choose any of the traditional jester hats because they all have bells, and have gone instead for horn posing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a look at the fairly recently released horns and see whether any of those maybe look a little bit more like fronds of hats. I've actually got some reference images as well. So we've got a kind of sad jester here with slightly limp horns, and I think that's the staff on the back. Yeah, that's the staff on the back. A couple of example turtles for those who are, grew up in the 80s and 90s. And and magic boots, which I don't think there's a lot I can do about the magic boots, but yeah. So that's what I'm planning anyway. Wish me luck. Straight off the bat, I've tried enabling some of the new horns, and have instantly decided that not only do they don't really have that conical shape that I think we're kind of looking for in the source material, but not only that, but they kind of look like they've got bells. So I don't think the antennae are going to work, and I didn't really like the shape of the others. So I might have to think around how I can do that. So the first thing I'm going to do, because these are bits of clothing and not actual horns, I don't think it makes sense necessarily for them to be perfectly symmetrical. So I have unlinked them, and I can now pose them separately. I'm happy with the peering around the corner. Maybe just tweak that hand a little bit more. Yeah, happy with the peeking around the corner. I've just noticed that we've got some scarf clippage, so I think I'm definitely going to switch to the other thing that I had on. And then base and we're done. There we go. Norodom done. Okay, and I'm going to finish up with Chris's character, who I am going to give no details about. I think anyone who watches our streams will be perfectly aware of who this character is, and if you're not, I'm not ruining the surprise. So I know that Chris spent a lot of time working on this character and is really happy with the model. So I'm not really expecting Chris to use my version. I think Chris will go back to the original version, which just means that I've kind of got free reign to go a little bit mad and really try and stretch the boundaries of this one. And, you know, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Chris can use the original. So yeah, just to check in, I've used the 2 minis on one base, removed a leg each, and I've just been kind of slowly removing parts on either side to kind of stretch them out a bit more, stretch the groin out to give them a bit of a wider stance. And now I'm just kind of centralizing things again. So I've kind of popped the hat over to one side, had to tweak the central eye a little bit more. And now I can get onto some of the fun stuff, which is just bulking the character up a bit more, using the now freed up hands on either side. And also I have an extra shoulder guard I can play with, so I'm going to do that first. Rookie mistake number 1. I put the shoulder pads on, forgetting that they would be moved when I move the arms to put things on there. So I might have to I will have to redo that unless I decide I don't like this. You know what? I've decided I don't like it. So what I think I'll do instead is just have like an extra set of piston joints moving into that gauntlet. Might look cool. Okay, the last thing left to do is just to colour in some of the bits that I've tweaked, and then we're done. Okay, that's me done. That's all of my all of the characters done for now. So I hope you've enjoyed watching me tweak these characters, and until next time, happy forging.